What happens when the people behind the scenes face their own battles? The NFL is a world of helmets, tackles, and high-stakes decisions, but it's also a place where human stories unfold in ways we rarely see. Take Jeff Ulbrich, the defensive coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons. He's been missing from training camp, and the reason? His wife, Cristina, has passed away after a long fight with cancer. Now, let's talk about what this means beyond the headlines. When we watch football, we see the players, the coaches, the plays, but we rarely get to see the families who hold everything together. Cristina wasn't just a wife. She was the backbone of Jeff's world. Think about that for a second. How many of us assume that people in high-pressure jobs like this have perfect lives? They don't. They're human. They grieve. They struggle. And yet, when tragedy hits, the public often expects them to just move on. But this isn't about moving on. It's about mourning. The Falcons statement calls Cristina a devoted wife, mother, and friend, but what's more powerful is what they didn't say. They didn't mention her name in the press release. They didn't share photos. They respected her privacy. That's a rare moment of humility in a league that usually thrives on exposure. It makes me wonder, how often do we see people like Cristina, who exist in the shadows of fame, only to be forgotten once the spotlight moves on? This isn't just a story about loss. It's a story about how we choose to honor people. The Falcons' approach here is quietly radical. They're not using this as a PR stunt. They're letting the family grieve without the noise. But here's the thing. When someone like Cristina dies, it doesn't just affect her family. It ripples through an entire organization. Coaches, players, staff, they all feel it. You can't coach with the same intensity when your heart is broken. And that's okay. Football isn't everything. Life isn't a game. What makes this really interesting is how we, as fans, react. Do we scroll past the news and move on? Or do we pause and think about the people behind the scenes? I've seen so many athletes open up about their own grief. But how often do we acknowledge the people who support them? Cristina's story is a reminder that every success in sports is built on invisible labor, emotional, physical, and spiritual. Her battle with cancer wasn't just a personal fight. It was a quiet war that affected everyone around her. And now, as the Falcons try to move forward, they're carrying her memory with them. But here's a deeper question. How do we, as a society, support people in positions of power who are also vulnerable? The pressure to be strong is immense. Jeff Ulbrich has to lead a team, make strategic calls, and maintain focus, all while processing unimaginable grief. It's a balancing act that no one should have to perform alone. What many people don't realize is that the NFL, for all its glitz, is still a human institution. It's filled with people who love, who lose, who cry in private. Cristina's death isn't just a tragedy. It's a mirror held up to the fragility of life in a world that often demands invincibility. If you take a step back and think about it, this story isn't just about one family. It's about how we choose to remember people who aren't in the spotlight. It's about the courage it takes to be vulnerable in a culture that celebrates toughness. And it's about the quiet strength of someone like Cristina, who lived her life with grace even in the face of unimaginable pain. So next time you watch a game, think about the people behind the scenes. Because every play, every decision, every moment on the field is shaped by lives we rarely see. And sometimes, those lives end too soon.